Greetings and welcome everyone to our Wednesday Live. So good to have all of you here and back again. Here's 3 reasons why you might follow either tonight or this channel is because we do all things longevity here. 2, you might be interested in dismantling the ancient architecture that's been keeping humanity suppressed. And 3, maybe you're a truth seeker. We calibrate everything here. So we'll be doing a live Q&A after I share a few things with you. There's about 3 things that I wanted to share with you tonight. And the first one, because we are moving into some energies with the 12-day program, we were all about about prosperity and abundance. And now we are moving into the energies of communicating with each other, being able to get along with each other. How do we relate to each other now? The things have really changed over the last few years. So that's an important piece. How do we relate to each other? And that is feeding into what I wanted to talk about tonight, which is the difference between doing love and feeling love. So give some thought to that. And we're going to be talking about the benefits of calibrating our food and the best ways to do that. And then I wanted to give you an advanced energy update, some things that have that I've been working on this past week, some new things that have shown up that have been pretty interesting, especially for you advanced people. You might find this interesting. So first of all, let's talk about this idea of the difference between doing love versus feeling love. Hang on. Yeah. So this actually became a concept to me when I went through my divorce, and I met the first person that I met after that I fell in love with. He really showed me that difference. As a Jehovah's Witness, I was like a Stepford wife, trying to be perfect and doing all the things. And as a wife, you were expected to what they called giving your dues. So this is whether you wanted to or not. And so, doing all those kinds of things. And I did lots of loving things, but it wasn't real. I didn't realize until after I was out of that relationship that all that time I had just been doing loving things, but my heart was closed. Uh, I didn't know what really love felt like until I was in this other relationship beyond the divorce. And so that always became a very interesting concept to me, whether or not you're just going through the motions of doing really loving things. And oops, hang on just a second here. Oops. I know you're looking at my belly. Sorry. I thought I did this and I didn't. Oh, okay. I didn't even start that. Okay, so there. So there's too many things to remember. Okay, sorry. So as I was in this new relationship, I got to be able to see and feel more than anything, be able to feel the difference between doing loving things and actually feeling love. And this can actually be measured as well. A lot of people are doing loving things because their heart is closed. And this has been part of the result of the dark energies that are on the planet now, that they have closed many people's heart chakras, people who are not grounded. They have no creative rings, which is part of your energetic architecture. And so because their heart is closed, they're not feeling love. But this is something that can be measured and calibrated, not only how open your heart chakra is, but if it's grounded, that's one of the 5 parts of getting ultra grounded. And also the amount of energy that's flowing out of your heart chakra as you give that energy out into the world. And I don't know if I want to say more importantly, but super important is that our heart self-generates love. And many people are great givers, but they're not great receivers. And so that's what happens when this energy comes out the right arm and into that left receiving hand. Then you can not only give love, but receive love, feel love. And so that's a really important thing. So give some give some consideration to whether or not you've been doing love or really feeling it. And once that heart chakra is open, it's going to feel very different. Right now, maybe even as I'm doing some live scans on some of you, that if your heart chakra is closed, notice how much you care. Because that's one of the things that goes out the window first is you stop caring. You stop caring about other people. You stop caring about yourself. Maybe you let yourself go or whatever. But when this heart closes, you stop feeling love. And so this is a really important part of relating to other people. When someone can feel an open heart, they're more attracted to that. And so this is all part of being able to relate effectively to people, is having a big open heart and being able to communicate better that way. So I thought that was an interesting concept, and one you might find interesting as well. The second thing I wanted to talk about, the benefits of calibrating food. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, I eat a really healthy diet. I eat lots of fruits and I eat salads every day and I only eat fish or whatever your healthy way of eating is. But unless you know how to calibrate your food, and especially live foods, well, actually all foods, but live foods, because you might think, oh, it's organic, or it's grass fed, must be good. All the labels are deceiving. And the majority of food, even in places like Whole Foods, which doesn't even sell whole raw milk because whatever, it's a corporation. And, but you might think that the food is good for you because it's organic and it's fresh and that. But most of the food at the grocery stores is dead. Even the fresh produce and vegetables. It's either GMO or it's been used with pesticides, or the soil is just so depleted that it has a very low frequency. So there's a few ways that you can calibrate. Well, I'm not going to get into it today because there's so many. There's lots of videos on YouTube where you can calibrate. You can muscle test. You can muscle test. I do it with my thumb down out in front of me, and I push just past the elbow. Is that right? Yeah, just past the elbow. I usually use this right arm, and you can. I'll just tell you this part. You can always test first to make sure that it's strong, but just thinking about white sugar will make it go weak. And so that's a good way to be able to tell, is this good for me or bad for me? If it goes weak, like with white sugar, it's not good for you. It's making your body weak. And so when you're constantly feeding yourself with foods that you think are good for you, but they're really not, you're deceiving yourself. And this is why so many people are not healthy and they don't look vibrant or radiant, because they're not filling their bodies with live, high vibrational foods. There's very few foods that I eat anymore. And I think last week I mentioned that I was interested in talking about how my relationship with food is changing. It feels like, now I don't know if this is true or not, remains to be seen, but it's starting to feel like the higher frequencies that I might maintain, the less I'm interested in food. I eat very few foods. And there was a time when I, because it was the only thing that satiated me, was meat. High vibrational, it happened to be grass fed. It was lamb, the ones that I calibrated that had a high frequency for me. And so it's like my body needed to go in that direction. Meat, for my blood type is a B positive. They say that meat is generally good for B positive people. However, it also felt like it was really grounding me. Like meat just really helps me feel grounded. And so it felt like another way of helping me just to stay really physically fully in my body. And however, and this happened to be part of the retreat that I'm leading in Sedona next month, which, by the way, I will let you know, there's one more space available. There's one space that has opened up. So it was full and this one space has opened. So if you feel inclined or called, you can go to my website at KimberlySherry.com and check out the retreats at the top there and check it out. And then you can schedule a 30-minute call with me just through the email there. But at any rate, so as a result of preparing for this retreat, which is I'm really excited about, because we have a woman who will be serving an elixir that is Egyptian, and it's well, it comes from a long lineage of used to be used in Egypt to initiate the priestesses, and this woman even remembers using it in Atlantis as a part of initiations. So anyway, super powerful medicine that we will be participating in. And in preparation for this retreat, we are doing some cleansing protocols. And so as a result of that, I started to move away from the meat and started calibrating some things that I could eat. So one was some spring lettuce I got at a farm, like the farmer's market, but it's a side stand that sells really high quality food. Anyway, a little bit of spring salad, and then avocados also worked, and then beets showed up. And I thought, oh, okay, that works. That'll work. And so between that, I'm slowly weaning myself off the meat so that we can, where some of us are opting to just do liquids in preparation for this cleanse. So I'm excited about that. I used to do celery juice until my juicer broke about a year ago. So I'm getting a juicer this week. So anyway, it's really important to nourish our foods, nourish our bodies with high vibrational foods. And the way to do that is to, one, you can calibrate, you can muscle test, you can douse. There's lots of ways of being able to calibrate your foods, but super important because a lot of people think that they're eating healthy foods because they're organic or whatever the label is, and they're not. They're being deceived. So really important to calibrate your foods. Make sure you're eating the highest vibrations possible. Next, I want to switch gears to energy update. So the last few days, or actually the last week, they've been doing a lot of chemtrails in Southern California, which is where I live. And there's also this really weird fog here that comes in sometimes in the evening. But having lived in Sausalito for more than a year, I know what real fog is like, and this is not real fog. And so I calibrate it. It's only at 250. That's a really low frequency for something that's supposed to be natural. So I also calibrated that it has a lot of curses in it. Curses that affect our, let me just double check. Yes, heart chakra. So it'll put curses on our heart chakra so that we feel like, we're not doing the right thing or we should be doing more, kind of that cracking the whip kind of curses. So I thought that was interesting. We also, with one of my advanced students this week, was doing a clearing on past lives with the Catholic Church. And boy, did we go down a rabbit hole on that one. So I've been to the Vatican before, which is an energetic cesspool. And we cleared so many interesting things. First, we did it on 5D. So this was a lot of the things that were related just to the Catholic Church. And so there were like hundreds of chords. Now, before when we were doing energy clearings, there might be 5 chords from AI, or not. Then it went to 20 chords at the root. And now, now we're finding like 500 chords, 500 curses. And when we got up to 12D, so we did 5D, then we did 12D, then we did 15D. And we were clearing like 1,000 curses at the pineal gland so you wouldn't see. So blocking your ability to see clearly. And there were also 500 programs in the ears so that you can't hear the spiritual realm, that the guidance that you're getting from the spiritual realm, how they're directing you. It's like plugged in there. There was also 500 demons. It was crazy. I won't go into the whole thing, but just know that there are some of, like myself, who are doing clearings behind the scenes that are clearing this deeper architecture. I don't know why my mouth is in knots tonight, but at any rate, it doesn't take very many of us who are doing this work to be able to create a massive effect for everyone else. So this is one of the things that still holds true about what Dr. David Hawkins wrote in his book, Power versus Force. And the system that's been given to me, the Infinity System, outlined in my book, this system is basically standing on the shoulders of Dr. Hawkins and building more architecture from what he created in his book. And so this where was I going with all these demons? And oh, I know. Okay, so it only the thing that he said that was true in his book that still holds true, because a lot of what he said isn't doesn't hold true anymore. But one the most important thing that holds true is that it takes relatively few people in a high frequency to affect masses. So that's just the gist of what he was saying. He had numbers, and maybe those numbers are still accurate, maybe they're not. But the gist and the most important part is that it takes relatively few people to affect masses of people in lower frequencies. And so, as we're doing these kinds of work on these deeper architectures, because that as we're clearing more and more of our own energy field, we are also giving more people permission to do the same. It's like the 1 minute mile, or whatever the minute mile was. That no, that's not possible. A 1 minute mile, you'd be flying. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so but it's paving the way for more people to be able to do the same thing that we're doing. And I believe that I am from 500 years in the future, where everybody knows how to do this, what I do, and what's outlined in this book. And uh, we're just going to keep taking it step by step as spirit is guiding us on what's next, and where do we go from here. So this, as I was sharing last week, the system that is outlined in this book has grown and evolved over the past 5 years. I thought it was only two, but it's been 5 years. Like, that was a time warp when I realized that. 5 years since 5.5 years since I wrote this book, that it has grown and evolved, because it's like a living system. And spirit is giving us information as we're ready for it. And so when I do my monthly luminary activation and that whole clearing, that is the most up-to-date clearing that you can get. Now, the meditation that is available, and I highly recommend, thousands of people have downloaded it. The 20-minute meditation is a really great foundation, and it covers most of the parts of the meditation that we do every month during the luminary activation. However, as I covered last week, there's new parts. We now bring in the oversoul, the aura and rings have both extended. We're now grounding our heart and making sure that it's open and flowing 100%. So a lot of things have changed over the past 5 years, and they will continue to change. And so if you want the most up-to-date meditation, I highly suggest that you join us for the luminary activation. We do it once a month on the first Thursday, which is tomorrow. So especially if you request a scan and you find out you're not grounded, and things feel way off, to join us for this luminary activation. The entrance fee is only $49. You pay more for that than a dinner, which is gone in an hour. So this will help you to get fully grounded back in your body 100%. It's going to help you open your heart, because this month we're going to be talking about being able to I forget the exact title of it. It's a sovereign activation. I think that's what it is, a sovereign being activation, so that we can be really sovereign in our field and be able to relate to others more effectively that way. So if you're off, come join us, and we're going to run through the process of running your energy and then some, to make sure your field is clear. We do this every month. So if you've not joined us, I highly recommend it, because this is how you're going to learn how to actually do this whole process. And so those are the things I wanted to share tonight. I always appreciate questions about certain things, if you want to know about certain things, and my take on things, or because I energetically read things. People etc. So that's always interesting as well in the questions that you want to ask. All right, let's see who's here tonight. We always have an interesting crowd, and some of you come back week after week, so I really appreciate that. Hey, Marianne from North Carolina? No, NC. Delray Beach, Florida. Okay, good. Oh, that's Carol. Sorry. Marianne's from NC. I will say that's North Carolina. Yay, welcome everybody. Pennsylvania, the 4-minute mile. There we go. 1 minute mile. That's flying, right? Thank you. Yeah, the Demon Slayer. Yes, we know how to send them far away. The time for the luminary activation is always at 11, is that it? 11 a.m. Pacific time, PST. Hello, Mississippi and Northern California. So who would like a scan? Let's check out Instagram and see if there's any questions over here. Well, welcome all of you over here. Pennsylvania's over here. Okay, well, let's check out for your questions. Otherwise, I can keep talking about some things I think are interesting. Here's Kentucky. I just put out a massage out for humanity. I think you meant message. A post, could you please give me a reading? Okay. This is for healing. Ashley. Okay. This is not a healing, but it's just to give you some insight into where you are energetically. So, first of all, you don't have a grounding cord. So if that's surprising, you may be someone who meditates on a regular basis, but you're using it to leave your body and you're not like using it to release energies, which is the point. The whole point of the meditation that I do is to really, there's 5 parts to getting ultra grounded. So you have no grounding cord, which is the most important part of your energy field. Without a grounding cord, everything backs up. You likely feel anxious. You're in your body about 3%, so maybe you won't realize how much anxiety you actually have. The parts that are kicking you out is there's a lot of fury in your field that's not yours. You have about let's see. Wow. Okay. Let me double check this. So black boxes they're like thought forms. They're old beliefs, old programs that can accumulate, or it's also just part of the architecture that has been used to control us for eons. In your case, okay, there. You have about 50 of these programs or black boxes at your root chakra. And that's what's preventing you from being grounded. These are installed by the dark side. So there's that. Heart chakra is about 3% open. So there's some guarding there. What else? Yeah, you've only got 2 creative rings above your head. When we can have up to 100 before it breaks through to infinity. And so the rings, for those of you who might be new to what we talk about here, the rings are how you create your reality, or at least it's part of how you create your reality. The creative rings, they hover above our head. There's space in between, stacked. And this is what holds our dreams, our desires, our goals, our intentions. But if you don't have very many rings, it's going to be harder for you to create. And so what's compressing your rings is there's curses up there about 100. And so this is the crazy part. Another update about what's going on with energy right now is they being the dark side, who uses our energy field through our wireless technology. We are wireless technology by virtue of having an aura, which is our bioelectrical energy field. And so they use that to interact with our field to put in thoughts and beliefs that are not ours. And curses is another big way that they put in these energies into our field. And they're using way more than they've ever used in the past. So 500 is a lot, and it's got a lot of fury in it. So see if that resonates, Ashley. That was a lot. Sorry, I was going on and on. Sorry. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Thanks for joining us, and let us know if that resonates. From MS, is that Mississippi? What is MS? Mississippi, I think it is. Minnesota? I don't know. I don't know which is. So let us know. Louisiana, welcome. Paula and Rico from Hawaii. We both would like a scan. Okay. Can I do, since you're asking, and this is a public platform, I would be curious or more interested. I think it would be more interesting to do a read, like how you relate to each other, especially with this the luminary activation tomorrow that we're going to be doing, all about how we can relate better to each other. So first, I want to see, because you're both grounded, so that's great, how if you connect cord to each other. So let's see, Paula does not cord to Rico. Let's see if Rico cords to Paula. Yes, he's the boss of her. So he cords to her crown. He puts a little fear in there, and 7, but that's the only place. And maybe it's, he's trying to be the protector. But I would suggest that might be a bit much. That might be a bit much, that you could still be her protector without cording to her crown. Because when someone energetically cords to their crown, you become like their puppet. They become the boss of you. And so it might be really subtle, and it may have worked for you for a long time, but I think you guys will have better results, because when people cord to you, people resist being corded to. So if Paula does not seem like she's obeying you, then she might be resisting your cord. So yeah, I suggest removing the cord. Great job. So it's already out. So you guys are quite, it feels like you're quite advanced and tuned in to each other. So that's really good. You have infinite rings. Both of your hearts are open 100%. And so that's also really good. Yeah, the one thing that looks like you guys need a little help with is your money frequency. So money for you guys, where did we go here? I lost you. Hang on, no. Okay, here we go. What I was going to say is that, the money frequency. Yeah. So it's low. It's at 250, which can be raised by imagining a huge pile of money out in front of you, grounding it, and then draining out the people or energies, people and their beliefs that are bringing your money frequency down. So in your case, now I usually have even couples do this separately. Like I think, I don't know, I think people should have separate money and together money even if they're in a partnership. So Paula does not have a grounding cord on her money. Rico does. Actually, Rico, your money frequency is at 500. Paula's is at 250, so I stand corrected. But 500 is the frequency that the quantum financial system, the QFS, has set for the entire planet. So that 500 is, yeah, I can make enough money, but you're kind of up against that glass ceiling. You know there's more, but you can't quite access it. And so if it feels like you've been like really like having to grind to kind of make more money happen, that's why. So in your case, Rico, you need to drain out your father's beliefs out of that money pile. He's probably a really hard worker and, taught you that that's how you make a living is you really have to work hard. And that's one way, but there's easier ways to magnetize and manifest money. So he's definitely one you would take out of your money pile. And Paula's in your money pile. Okay. Paula, let's see who's in your money pile. Also, your dad. And also some family. Some family is in your money pile. So, maybe some competing, maybe people have borrowed money and they not pay it back and so forth. So, anyway, that's just a little brief read. We're not doing a clearing here, but I was just letting you know where you could clear some things. Let me know if that resonates. All right. Carol, great. She's new and would like a scan. So, Carol, you do not have a grounding cord. So if that's surprising, then this is important. It's really important if you think you've been grounded and you find out you're not. So, because then you just go through life, oh, I'm grounded, I meditate, I stand on the earth and, but if you think you're being grounded when you're not, that's actually dangerous because that's when these darker energies can come in. That's when you might be full of anger, rage, fury and not know it. And then behind the scenes, it's creating inflammation in your body because you're not like really paying attention. And so you probably also have a lot of anxiety. Usually people who have no grounding cord tend to be a little more anxious because they're feeling the energies that are kicking them out of their body. And in your case, that tends to be this fury that's not yours. So, see, okay, sorry. Yeah, fury that's not yours. So you're only occupying your body about 3% because the fury is at 100%. And you might only feel that as being annoyed. But if you get back in your body, you would feel that uncomfortable, angry energy. That's not yours. Yeah, there you go. Join us tomorrow for the luminary activation. We'll clear all that garbage out of your system. Okay, is that Charisse? Would love a scan. Be feeling very scattered. Okay. Yeah. So you're grounded. However, there's no creative rings above your head. So, like 2, there's curses up there, 100. I guess that's what they're doing right now. Cause it's funny how, we'll do it. And then like you see a common theme. Oh, like everybody's got 100 curses at their crown. So they do things in patterns, so yes. Let's see what else you've got going on. Heart is only 3% open and also not grounded. So you might have fallen into that category of what I was talking about earlier about people who do love, but that you're not really feeling it. So we might think we're really loving people because we do all these loving things, but yeah, that would be so much better to be able to feel the love. And so that's what happens when your heart opens up. Let's see what else. Yeah, you do have inflammation in your body. Yeah, actually, it's quite high right now. So I'm curious if you have any an itis. Like, do you have dermatitis or colitis or arthritis or any of those itises? It's the result of everything I just talked about. So, another reason to get grounded. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I plan on joining the activation tomorrow. Please have a scan. Sure. RPD, I don't know a first name, could be male, could be female. Feels more female, but not grounded. 2 rings and heart 3% open. Left receiving hand blocked. So if you've been wondering why you're not receiving love or support or help, or even if you ask, it's because your left hand is blocked. So there's nowhere for that to come in for you to receive. Let's see what else. And a low money frequency. We're not going to be raising money vibes tomorrow, but that's another one. So let us know if that resonates, if that rings true or not. I've been having some odd health things. Could you please see if I have anything is out of whack in my energy field? Well, yes, the very first thing, which is really the biggest thing that matters, and is you have no grounding cord. I think that was the case last week. Yeah. Join us, Marianne, so you can get grounded, because all those health things is your body trying to knock on your door and say, help, help, we need help in here. Get us a grounding cord, get your energy flowing so things are not all backed up. So yeah, just briefly. Okay, Sveta would like us to measure. I say us a lot. I guess that's my whole entourage. Measure retatrutide, the peptide retatrutide. Okay, so for you, well, let's see. Am I measuring it in you? Your retatrutide is only at 3%. You could try raising it naturally instead of taking the peptide. Although it does vibe at infinity for you. But I always suggest doing it naturally first. So I'll tell you what you can release, and then you could text me later and we'll see if that made a difference. But for you, to raise the retatrutide at the root chakra, there's about 50 programs in your root chakra. And yeah, I know you're going to work right now. And I'm just going to wait another second here. Okay, good. So now the retatrutide in your field, like without having to take it, just raised to 100%. So the trick or goal is to keep it at 100% so that retatrutide can work the same way in your body, the way it does for all these people who are injecting these peptides. So this is kind of my goal, and I've been working with this myself, and little by little my belly is decreasing. And so there's other things you can do for this whole belly thing. Well, I'll talk about it now. We've got a couple minutes. So well done, Sveta. A couple other things you can do, which I check every day, is if there are curses in this belly fat or black boxes, which are programs. And I have found both. Today, I took out black boxes. And so I check that every day, sometimes a few times a day, just because. And you can also check for the collagen and elastin in the belly fat because it loses its structure, right? And measuring elastin and collagen, making sure those are both at 100%. And then I've also found something that's even making a bigger difference is to measure the subcutaneous layer for most people is at 0, believe it or not, because it's become like a battery pack where they store all kinds of energies. So raising the subcutaneous layer, which is your fat layer, up to 100%, but also checking the collagen in the subcutaneous fat layer so that as the fat decreases, that you have a structure that it's just not all loose and saggy, right? So there's that, and then also measuring the elastin in the subcutaneous layer, in that fat layer, so that as the fat is diminishing, that it stays tight so that you don't have to go have surgery to tighten your stuff up. All right. Thanks, Ed. Okay, Marie, I joined late. What did you say about calibration for food? Well, yeah, I have to go back and listen. I'm not going to redo that again, but super important because most people that think that foods, just because they're organic and whatever, doesn't make it necessarily so. Even a lot of those foods are just dead. All right, Krita, wondering if I have unresolved past lives with KM and if there is anything I need to know about this connection. Also, if the spiritual gift has shifted after what I've been going through. Okay. Unresolved past lives with KM. You have 3. And they also have 3. So these unresolved past lives are in your root chakra, second layer. It's got a lot of fury in it, and betrayal is also coming up. Sixth chakra, second layer, fear of failure. And I think that's that. And then your spiritual gift. Let's see. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You must have incorporated it because I'm not finding any more gifts. I guess you got them before the party even started. That's funny. Okay. And your second question, can you also do a global reading? And what percentage of the global population is ungrounded? I have checked this before. It's shockingly high. Right now, the global population, what percent is ungrounded? 89%. Yeah. So maybe like 1 in 10 people is grounded, which that actually sounds high. 1 in 10. Is that no 1 in whatever? Yeah, because that would be 10 out of 100. Well, anyway, that sounds high to me, to be honest, but maybe more people are grounded than I realize. But most of the people I check are not grounded. Yeah. Because if I go the other direction, how many people are grounded? Like 3%. That sounds more accurate. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I'm going to go with that. Okay. All right. Healing. Not really sounds maybe more of my mother. This is here channel. Okay. Don't know what that even means. I'm about to share how to connect to our light body. I seen Jesus and woke up my Kundalini. I feel energy and able to do remarkable. Sounds like English is your second language. Cool. Jesus works with a lot of people. And I don't see a question there. So I will go on to Susan. My sister was recently diagnosed with lung cancer. Are you able to scan her? Her name is Lori. Okay, so I'm not a doctor, and it always makes me nervous, a little nervous working with the C word. But as I measure the function of her lungs, it's about 3%. So that is not good. Um, the cancer I'm getting is only about 50%. So that's still quite retrievable in my mind. And what's affecting her lungs so greatly um, is in her heart chakra. So that does not surprise me. People with breast cancer, lung cancer, it's usually related to the heart chakra. So she's probably got a lot of loss, and there's a lot of grief, unhealed grief in her lungs and in her heart chakra. Yeah, like she's got 100% grief in her heart chakra. And um, hmm, so that's what's causing the lungs to like not operate. Maybe she uses an inhaler and things to try and cope with things. But this is quite retrievable if she were willing to do the work. Uh, yeah. So yeah, send her my direction, or at least for a chat. If she wants to chat with me, she can schedule a 60 or 30-minute chat, and I can let her know how I can help. All right. Here is your cosmic guide. Would like a scan. Okay. Not grounded. No grounding. Heart 2% open. You occupy your body about 3%. No creative rings. Now, normally we would call that an NPC, non-player character, because you've pretty much been taken over by these darker energies and you're kind of their puppet. It's all retrievable. It's all reversible. If you'd like to know how, join us tomorrow for luminary activation. All right, Paula. So this is the one I did the reading on the couple. So yes, that was spot on for both me, Paula, and Rico. Thank you very much. For me and clearing money pile with family members, could it be that they lent me money? Yes. Yeah. So they're still connecting. They're connecting to you so that you'll pay them back. So yes, there's still a connection there. Okay, here is T-Big would like a money scan. Okay. Low money frequency, but I think you already knew that because that's why you're asking. It is at 250, which is low. So let's see who's in your money pile that's bringing your money pile down. Your dad, so his beliefs, that hardworking dad, and but maybe he never like really made much money. He was always feels like he's always struggling with money. And then it looks like you might have a partner, or yeah, it looks like maybe a partner is also has low money vibes, and then they want you to be the provider, but you're so anyway, they're in your money pile, putting some expectations on you. And friends. And then the QFS, quantum financial system. So yeah, drain all of that out of your money pile. And then if you calibrate that, okay, it's at infinity, you get a yes, it's at infinity, then run that high vibing money through your field, through your rings, and throughout your whole field. So you'll be aligned with your high vibing money. Okay, Nancy would like a measure on her ability to focus. Yeah, it's only 3%, Nancy. All right. RPD says I was right on. Okay, good. Focus, 3%. Let's see what's blocking that. In your root chakra, curses, 50. Those are AI curses. Yeah, that would probably do it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Maybe we have an opportunity for one more question over here. We're going to go over to Instagram. Can you please explain lower back pain? Okay, yes. So usually energies that collect at the lower back can make you feel like they collect there because you're feeling unsupported. You don't feel anyway, so that's the energy there. There are chords. There's about 5 chords in there. Okay, so this is someone that either wants to have sex with you or that you're having sex with, that plugs in to your second chakra, but in the back. Maybe they think, oh, maybe she won't notice if I plug into the back here. At any rate, that's what's causing the lower back pain. Take those cords out, send it back to where they came from. Let's see what else you have going on down here. Let's see if there's anything in the spine. No, your spine is actually clear. So you've taken the cords out because just talking about it, you're that capable. Let us know if that pain has subsided any. I think that's important for people to know if it did, because I think it did. Let us know, because we're about to check out here, because we are done for the night. Yeah, so everybody who needed help, all of you that need help, join us tomorrow for our luminary activation. We do this once a month, and it's an hour-long activation. I talk a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes, but a good 45 minutes where we're clearing energies, a lot of energies. You'll be pleasantly surprised how much gets cleared out of your field. You're going to walk away grounded, back in your body. Your heart's going to be open. You're going to be able to give and receive. And your energy is just going to be really flowing. So you're likely to feel more calmer, just feeling good. Yeah, lighter, happier, more joyful. I often measure the frequencies of joy and peace of mind and amusement, which is a really great tool. Yes, you said thank you, but yes, it did. Okay, good. Thank you for letting us know that. I think that's important for people to know, that pain in your body could easily be remedied just by unplugging somebody that's plugged into your energy field. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for asking. And you're welcome. All right, great. So yeah, join us tomorrow. Join us tomorrow for our luminary activation, and get back in your bodies. All right, I'll see you here next week to answer your questions and to talk about something else. We'll see what that happens to be. All right, sending much blessings. Namaste.